Hello everyone, welcome back. Please comment, subscribe, folks. Comment, subscribe, like the videos. Also share the videos. I want to thank everyone that does like, watch, and share my videos. You folks are the absolute best. Listen folks, there's a link tree down below. Has links to all of my social media platforms. Please go down there, follow me across all my social media platforms and talk to me because I talk back. Also down there as well as links to all of my YouTube pages. Please go down there, subscribe to all my YouTube pages and turn your notifications so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. Listen, folks, we'll be doing a live draft party Thursday. We'll be watching the NFL draft together, all right? Tune on into the channel. Now, after the New York Jets make their final first-round pick, we'll be doing a live radio show, and we'll be getting these reactions so we can discuss, have a lot of fun, talk about what happened. Call in. I love going back and forth with you folks. Also, watch along. Come on and join. It's going to be on this channel, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So I cannot wait to watch that with y'all and, talk to you folks as well. So with that said and done and put to the side, I've come to talk to you folks today about the rumors that are swirling right now around the New York Jets NFL draft. And I'm also going to give you my New York Jets NFL draft predictions, who I think they'll take at 4 and 10. So there's a lot of things going on right now. As we all know, this has just been smoke screen season, okay? There's been a lot of talk, and I, for one, am happy that the draft is right there, right around the corner. We'll be knowing exactly what's going to happen, on Thursday, said and done, and we're going to continue to roll and figure things out, all right? So that first round is coming, and we're gonna be done with all of the sources and all of the crazy things that's going on. But there's a lot of things moving and grooving right now, and one of the things that we heard in the press conference, right, was that from the New York Jets was that, hey, the conversation surrounding moving up and teams contacting other teams to make trades in the draft was going to start to pick up, and it was starting to pick up soon. And so when you look at the New York Jets, some of the needs on their roster, as far as pass rusher, wide receiver, cornerback, I think is a need as well. I would like to see New York Jets address center at some point in the draft. We'll see what happens with that. Linebacker, I also think is a need too. But again, there's a lot of things that's a little bit lower on the totem pole that are needs. But I definitely think pass rusher, wide receiver is definitely probably at the top of that list. So when y'all look at this situation and I say, hey, what if Hutchinson, Walker, and Kayvon Thibodeaux are gone? Do the New York Jets take Jermaine Johnson at 4? That's a question, all right? Now, you look at the situation. Jermaine Johnson has been a guy that at one point, I want to say maybe 2 months ago, was thought of as a guy that would go anywhere from 10 to 15. 10 to 15, that's where he was going to go. Well, now, a lot of people, for various reasons, love his skill set, love what he brings to the table, he's shot up the board. And there's been a lot of talk that the New York Jets would be more than willing to take him at 4. There's a lot of talk from a lot of people that have inside sources that said the New York Jets would take him over Kayvon Thibodeaux at 4. I'm just telling you what people are saying. I didn't say that. I'm just telling you what people have been saying, right? But I look at the situation and I say, okay, what if the Jets, those guys are gone, and the Jets say, hey, look, we're not going to take Jermaine that early. What could the New York Jets do? Well, they could trade down. We could see the New York Jets move from 4 to 6, where Carolina is sitting right now. Carolina needs some answers at QB. That means Malik Willis would still be on that board. The New York Jets could leverage that and say, hey, you better move up here or, another team's going to jump you. And I think that Carolina would be open to that because no disrespect to Sam Darnold, but they don't have an answer QB at this point, okay? Then you also look at the New York Jets. I can see them moving from 4 to 8 with Atlanta. Now, Atlanta has no real option there at QB. There's a big question mark there for them going forward. They just moved on from Matt Ryan. Maybe they could become trade partners with the New York Jets. We can get them capital. They can move up, take Willis, and he can be their future, especially with some of the cap issues that they have. They need a guy with a cheap contract that's going to be able to come in and really help them continue to move forward because they still got weapons, you know what I'm saying? So those are options I can see the New York Jets utilizing to gain capital, still stay, at the top of that first round, and still grab a guy that they would need. Now, there's also a lot of talk. Again, if the New York Jets don't want to go Jermaine Johnson at 4, if Walker, Thibodeaux, and Hutch are gone, hey, there's a lot of talk that Sauce Gardner could be the guy at 4. Listen, I hear these rumors constantly about this guy. He's a phenomenal corner. He really is. Has never allowed a touchdown in his collegiate career. I think nobody had over a 50% completion rate against him. He's a great corner. But I just start to wonder, is corner that much of a need where we need to take Sauce that high, okay? Because, look, we got Reed, who they took in free agency. They paid him a lot of money. I think he's going to come in, probably be our number 1 or 2 corner. You got Bryce Hall, who played very well last season for us as a number 1 corner. You got Echols, who showed flashes. We're seeing him progress. He's pretty solid. You look at Michael Carter the second, who's locked down that slot position. I'm just wondering where exactly you put this guy at this point and who you move from their position. Do you take Bryce Hall and just put him on the bench at this point? Because I don't know if he could be a slot corner, but he was a pretty solid number 1 for us, right? Do you think that, like where exactly is he going to go? That's my biggest question mark. And also when you look at the New York Jets, again, signing Reed in free agency, I think was big. I think the Jets secondary isn't as bad as people think it is, especially, again, I think they overperformed for what we actually thought we were going to get from them. But I think adding pass rush would absolutely, help our secondary out a bit. I think the biggest issue with the New York Jets, secondary kind of looking frizzled to sometimes some people is that, hey, we don't have a pass rush. So when you don't have a pass rush, yeah, the secondary is not going to always look the best. But let me tell you something. The way that they performed without a pass rush shows you that this secondary definitely has some promise. It really does. So I don't know if we'll take him again. If we do take Sauce, I'm not going to be upset about that pick at all because I like the kid. I do. But I don't know if the New York Jets take him. I don't know if they do. Now, there's been a lot of talk as well that's continued to gain steam, and it's about Ekwonu at 4. Whoa, let me tell you something. Man, I had to look up because, man, let me tell you something. If Joe Douglas took Ekwonu at 4, it would set Jets Twitter it'd be ablaze. It'd be ablaze because it would be screaming. People have been screaming to move on from Mekhi Becton for I don't know how long. There are rumors swirling about Mekhi Becton right now from various people coming out saying that sources say that Mekhi Becton is going to be moved on from, after this draft. And if you take Ekwonu, to me, that opens the door for that to happen, especially when recently George Fant came out and talked about how the New York Jets are definitely, in contact with him about an extension. If you extend George Fant and you giving him money, because he will be getting paid money, he played pretty solidly last year for us at left tackle, and you draft Ekwonu, guess what? You can only have, 1 left tackle, dog. They can only play one left tackle at one time. Now, maybe, again, that opens up the doors to maybe Mekhi Becton playing right, but eventually, bro, something's going to have to shake out there. And I think, again, if you're extending George Fant and you're giving him solid cash and then you draft Ekwonu, that opens door in my mind to Mekhi Becton being moved on from. Now, I love Mekhi Becton. I think a lot of people are giving him a raw deal, but there's a lot of people talking about Ekwonu, all right? Now, the other rumor as well is Debo being traded, for with the 10th pick. There's been tons of talk about that. I've covered that constantly. I would love to see that happen. I think Debo will be able to come in here and really upgrade this offense. Now, we have solid wide receivers here, but adding him will really take us to the next level. Here's a guy that's a weapon, a guy that can do everything that we need him to do. Here's a guy that gives us the ipso facto number 1 guy that when things break down, we can go to him, right? But another bonus you get with him is he's a guy that knows the system. Mike LaFleur will run the exact same system that they were running in San Francisco. And so he's going to be able to come here and really light it up, okay? Really light it up. So I would like to see that move. There's a lot of talk that the Niners aren't looking to move him now. There's a lot of talk that they've been in contact with multiple teams, the Jets being the main one. But, we'll see what happens going forward. But I am on record saying I want to make the move for Debo. I have no issues paying him $25 million per either. Let's get him in the building. But it is time for me to now give you my final draft prediction. Okay, now I'm going to do this prediction. I'm going to say the New York Jets stay at 4-10. I'm going to say they stay at 4-10. No trades, no nothing, right? So if they stay at 4-10, I think the New York Jets, with the 4th pick in the first round, end up with Kayvon Thibodeaux. I think we end up with Kayvon Thibodeaux. All right. Now I know that there's a lot of people that talk about pass rushing moves and stuff like that. Listen, no rookie I think is going to come in and be perfect. I don't. Listen, Sulla, this coaching staff will get this kid up to speed, but he's got unbelievable amounts of talent. And I don't think it's just a talent with him either. I think that his mindset, right, the way he talks, we've seen his interviews, all these things. Like, I think that he's a guy that is built to withstand the pressure that New York brings to you. When you play here, bro, if you don't show up, you're going to have some problems. He's talked about his brand. I know people don't like that, but guess what? If you suck, your brand doesn't work. I think he's going to be a guy that's going to come in. I think he's an alpha. I think he's going to be able to come in and really build here And I think, again, with this coaching staff that we have here, he'll be put on the path, put in a position to succeed. And I think he can have some success here. So I think Kayvon Thibodeaux is going to be the pick there at 4. And at number 10, I think the New York Jets take Drake London. I do. There's been so much smoke about Drake London to the Jets. It's been constant. I look at the situation and I say to myself, the New York Jets sent their wide receiver coach to his pro day. All right, like that's not a small thing. Like that's a pretty big thing there. They sent a wide receiver coach to his pro day. This guy is unbelievable. When you look at the situation here with Zach Wilson, hasn't always been the most accurate, right? You ain't got to be very accurate with Drake London. You throw the ball somewhere in his vicinity, and he going to go up and get it. This is a big body guy, 6'4", can jump out of the moon, and he's going to go up and make things happen. Now, there's a lot of people that talk about separation. If you watch USC, this guy is not just, catching 170 yards, just jumping up in the air over people. No, he's running away from people. There are highlights. You watch the highlights of him against, I think it was UCLA, where he broke like 4 tackles. Like he can play at this level, bro. I don't think that separation is as big of a deal as people are making it with him. So I think the New York Jets end up with Kayvon Thibodeaux and Drake London in this upcoming draft. So comment down below. Let me know what you folks think. Tell me what you folks think about the upcoming draft. What are your draft predictions at 4 and 10? I want to hear them. Comment down below. Let's go back and forth and discuss this, man. I cannot wait for this draft to come. It's going to be super, super fun. I can't wait to watch it with you. So you folks have a good one. Peace.